understood by all.
All right, so I am here today for Desert Island Dubs with Jason Wann. Hi, Jason.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. Yeah, so this is kind of as I was saying, this is kind of a different format today because Jason is, what would you call yourself as an artist? Definitely not drum and bass, but I kind of tend to go experimental synth guy. Does that track?
Yeah, I sort of just identify as an artist that uses electronics of all sorts. But yeah, I make a lot of music and I use a lot of synth.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's sort of all over the place.
And you work with a lot of kind of like vintage styling and samples and stuff like that. And you have a number of different projects. So you've got your kind of yourself, your actual name. You've got Signs, the group with Kitty Richardson, which we'll talk about in a second. We've got Blood Oyster, and we've got the new band Romance, as I keep saying, because there's two A's. So can you explain each of those and how they're different?
So we'll go sort of in order. Signs, this transcontinental project that I started with Kitty Richardson around 2021, and we've done a couple of full lengths, and we're working on another one called Teenage Fantasy, which will be out 2026. And that is sort of electronic pop music. Blood Oyster is sort of my libidinous alter ego that's sort of obsessed with bass and politics and acid house. And it's my copyright-free zone where I use only samples and
yeah, that's the cool part, I think.
And I don't clear them, so please don't sue me. Then Romance is it's a 4-piece sort of cosmic disco group that I assembled and produced. And they have a new single called Touch that's out now, and more stuff coming this year.
And is that so you're working on all three projects at the same time?
Yeah, because I'm insane. There's a thin line between hobby and mental illness, and I straddle it.
So, and you also have a project that you've been working on with as Blood Oyster. I shouldn't say with. There's not anybody else involved. Only your samples, and it was kind of a tongue-in-cheek Project 2025 thing. What was that about?
In January of last year, actually in November of last year, I knew it was going to be a landmark year for myriad reasons. And I wanted to challenge myself to try to make an audio-visual sample-based thing. And the goal was to do a video project every week. And I did it, which was a bigger undertaking than my naive self knew when I set myself up to do it. That's out on YouTube for those that are interested.
Yeah. So, and where I would say where Signs is, you said, is kind of existential, and there's a lot of vocals and a lot of original stuff. What's interesting about Blood Oyster is it's very political, and you're using samples as kind of like a tongue-in-cheek thing a lot of times to kind of drum up awareness about that, and also kind of give it kind of I wouldn't say a shock value, but kind of like a glitchy value where people kind of stand up and pay attention. So was there any kind of motivation behind, like you said, you called it Project 2025, which is a buzzword in the US. So is there any motivation behind that to kind of bring awareness? I know you've done kind of projects in the past where you donated to Planned Parenthood and stuff like that. So
100%. Blood Oyster started in also 21 with the overturning of Roe v. Wade. And as a human person, I think women's autonomy is pretty important to humanity. And I thought it would be interesting to take something like hip hop and often discussed levels of misogyny and homophobia and stuff like that. And I thought, what if we didn't do that and took samples from that stuff and kind of recontextualized them to point out some of the hypocrisies and ridiculousness of it, but also like, let's shake ass, let's dance.
Yeah.
Come on, I can't do that. They're not half-wits you're talking to.
And that goes with the naming of the tracks and videos and stuff as well. You've got like a lot of kind of shocking names in those track names that again kind of make. What is the one that was the craft that I'm trying to think of? Yeah.
It was Craft Twerk. Yeah, I took Dick Machine,
Craft Twerk,
Dick Almighty by 2 Live Crew.
Yeah.
Everyone.
That's a good summary, I think. Yeah, well, and there's a lot of kind of track names like that and a lot of kind of, you said you made a video a week. There's a lot of interesting imagery and stuff like that kind of makes people wake up and pay attention, which I think is important right now. So just wanted to highlight that. I think, as I said in my intro, I think it's really important to bring on artists like yourself that, push the boundaries and experiment and do the samples in a different way, because I think it gives a lot of the more classical EDM people ideas on how to push their own boundaries. So that's kind of the whole purpose here. Yeah, so there's the tie-in for everybody, because I'm sure our drum and bass fans are like, what is going on? But I think
why is there all this disco?
Yeah, I think it's important. And I think I brought you on specifically for Desert Island Dubs because I think it's important for people to see how, we did the last one with Alley Cat where she threw in Janet Jackson and Cocteau Twins and stuff like that. To show that, we really all just take inspiration from each other. And, in the writing world, we have this kind of phrase of like, a good writer borrows from other writers, a great writer just flat out steals. And that's certainly the culture in electronic music with sampling and everything else. So you never know where you're going to get your ideas from. So just having you here to talk about your process and talk about all the music that can inspire other people, that's kind of the whole point. So I will leap off my soapbox and we'll get into this first song right now that's been playing this whole time. Theme from the TV series Cosmos. And why did you pick this one as your first one?
This was my very first musical memory. I remember being a child and kind of walking into the living room and my parents watching TV, and I heard this majestic music, and I didn't understand what was happening. Like, I was seeing, the planets, and Carl Sagan was talking about, the infinity of space and the cosmos, and these huge synth chords were happening, and it rewired my brain. And I didn't know, I was a child. I didn't understand what was happening until a couple years later when I heard Vangelis again in Blade Runner. And it became crystallized. And I knew that making music with electronics is what I was going to do. And by God, I've done it.
So this was it then. This was where you knew. It's kind of like when I was in 4th grade, I saw the string bass and I was like, I'm playing that. And that was the end. And the rest of my life has been bass. So I know what you mean. I think we all have a story like that you're kind of formative track.
It just 100%.
Yeah. So, okay. So we're going to move on because we've been looping this one for a while, I think. So your next track is called Night Flight to Venus by Boney M. People know Boney M from Rasputin and what's that other one that's really popular? Daddy Cool.
Oh,
this
Daddy
is a little
Cool.
more. Yeah, Daddy Cool. That's a good one. But this is a little more. Some people might not know it. So why did you pick this one?
So I picked this one because there's lots of vocoders and the drums are incredible. And I thought some D&B head might have never heard it and go, damn, I'm taking that. And also, the guy behind Boney M was, because they were a fake band, and he did it again in the 90s with Milli Vanilli. And I always thought that was such a cool idea to be sort of the puppet master and, the unseen Phantom of the Paradise doing the thing behind the scenes. I always liked that idea, and I love this record, and I thought, why the hell not?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the Starship Boney M for our first passenger flight to Venus. Ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition. Lift off.
The next one, Black Kid of Space, The Black Kid of Space, which I also haven't heard of, even though I'm a big Human League fan. So can you please educate me? I feel really stupid for not knowing that one.
There are two Human Leagues. There's the Human League from 1978 to 1980, and then there's the Human League that sort of everyone knows. And this was sort of during their more experimental, weird phase where they had all these manifestos about not using guitars and making up names from Philip K. Dick novels and all this kind of wacky art school stuff. And although I got into Human League through Dare, because I mean, who didn't? Enough ink has been spilled about that record to fill libraries. I mean, nothing I say is going to add to that conversation. But the first two records are so futuristic and could honestly come out tomorrow, and it's just a crime that they are overlooked as much as they are. But this is off the album Travelogue, which can't recommend enough. Futuristic sounds wobbled off and on. Face. It's the one without a face. It's the hit that doesn't face. You can only see the flip. The black hit of space, sucking in the human race. How can it stay at the top when it's swallowed all the sharks?
I couldn't stand this bland sound anymore, so I walked toward my deck to turn it off. All I could see was the B-side of the disc, which I'd assumed a donut shape with the label on the outside rim. I reached for the arm, which was less than 1 micron long but weighed more than Saturn, and time stood still. I knew I had to escape, but every time I tried to flee, the record was in front of me. Into space, it James Burke on the case. It's a hit that's never gone. Time stops when you put it.
Okay, so that was the Human League with the Black Kid of Space, for those who don't know it. And we're going to go into the next one, which is... Let's talk. We're going to do 2 in a row, I think. So let's talk about the next one, Tryouts for the Human Race by Sparks, which is something I don't know. So go for it.
What do you say about Sparks, right? They have been around since the late 60s. They're brothers. They're still making music and touring to this day.
Wow.
They're your favorite band's favorite band. They've influenced everyone. I mean, everyone. There's a documentary called The Sparks Brothers that I highly recommend. And if you're into concepts like artistic integrity and never giving up and just continuing to do the thing. I recommend it with my whole heart. It's really an inspiring story, and they made some pretty incredible records along the way, and a lot of them. Their discography is like, it's massive.
Wow.
But this is my favorite song by them.
All right, so that was Tryouts for the Human Race by Sparks and
Giorgio Moroder, yeah.
Giorgio Moroder, which is a composer that people really should know about. But I'm going to let Jason talk about it because it's his show. Go ahead.
What can I say about Giorgio? He has won Grammys. He's written soundtracks. He's written pop songs. He wrote Danger Zone, for God's sake. I mean, my cat is named Giorgio Meow Roder. Like, I mean, the man single-handedly invented electronic dance music with I Feel Love. I mean, look at that mustache. Good Lord. It's something to see.
Yeah, so suffice it to say, fairly influential for you, if you're naming your cat after him.
Hugely. I mean, I don't love everything he did, but his late 70s output, I mean, you can't touch it. It's amazing.
So, and From Here to Eternity is one of those late 70s tracks? Is that why you picked it?
Yeah, it was kind of the first electronic album that was like laid down live to tape. And so the drummer just sat there and played a kick drum for like 38 minutes while they had all these sequencers and synths going. And it's put together almost like a DJ record or like a DJ mixtape, but it's not. It's an incredible album. And you know, Daft Punk was right to pay tribute in their song about him. But I think that's I think From Here to Eternity is his best solo work.
All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and listen to it, and we'll probably roll into the next one. So, and then we'll discuss that one because that's a big one, I think, for people listening now.
Baby makes me feel good. Feels good when she makes me love me once again. Baby, loving her is easy. Easy how she loves me. Love me once again. seen before. Supernature, 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 supernature. They were angry with the man, 'cause he changed their way of life. And they take that sweet revenge as they trample through the night. For 100 miles or more, you could hear the people cry. But there's nothing you can do. Even God is on their side. Supernature, 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 supernature.
All right, so that was From Here to Eternity by Giorgio Moroder, which is probably one of the most influential producers for EDM that we don't know about, or some people don't know about. And right after that, we had a really interesting remix of an Erasure song, and a lot of people would say Erasure is highly influential on electronic music as well, but it was a remix. So tell us about that.
Not only was it a remix, it was a cover as well. It was originally done by a French disco guy called Cerrone, who didn't speak any English, and so he needed someone to help write lyrics, and he got Lenny Lovitch, who is an outre sort of animal rights activist, artist. Boy, how do you encapsulate her career? Anyway, she's a fascinating individual, and so I wanted to. Erasure is my favorite band, and William Orbit is one of my favorite producers, and I love Cerrone, and so this is a way for me to cheat the system, stick it to the man, and get 3 references in at once, because I love everyone involved with this record, and I think it's a great cover. I think it's an even better remix, and I still play it when I DJ to this day. It's just a dope record.
So does that mean I'm the man? You're trying to beat my system? Is that what you mean?
I mean, you are the man, but like not the man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're the man, you know. But I just
damn the man, save the empire. We're gonna go ahead and play the next one, which is Radioactivity by Kraftwerk. Now that's a classic. You've done a lot of obscure ones. I think this is the first one where people will be like, oh yeah, obviously. So talk about that one for you.
So this is off the mix from 91, which was an interesting record because Kraftwerk decided to remix themselves and sort of take advantage of the burgeoning dance scene that was happening at the time. And they took Radioactivity, which was originally released in 75, which is kind of an ambient tune, and made it, in my opinion, a banger. Kraftwerk, The Mix, was the first Kraftwerk record I bought. I had heard Kraftwerk before, but I thought they were kind of a novelty band because I'd heard Autobahn with all the car sounds as a child, right? I didn't know they were still around.
Yeah.
And then I saw that there was a new Kraftwerk record, and I, thought, oh, I'll give this a shot. And it blew my mind. Like in 91, when techno was sort of becoming a bit more of a thing in the States and less underground, it was a pretty revolutionary record, and I still play stuff off it to this day.
Contaminated population. It's in the air for you and me.
Next one is another. Everybody knows ABBA, but this is another obscure song from ABBA. So, you like the unconventional, which I like. So, what was this one about, and how did it influence you musically? Let's look at that a little bit too.
This one I picked for a number of reasons. One, that I not so secretly love ABBA. Two, it's super synthy, and it's very sort of cosmic disco about aliens and stuff. And it's just really well orchestrated. And I think if you didn't know it was ABBA, like you wouldn't. Like, it's just such a kind of an odd song, and I just love it. Like, the sounds of it are just, I mean, that chorus, woo, boy, like, it's a good one. If I could rip this off, I would.
You can use samples, right, for Blood Oyster?
ABBA will sue people. They sued the KLF.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. How did you sue the KLF?
I know. And they had to burn all those records.
Oh my gosh. Well, on that note, let's go ahead and have a listen to The Visitors. Don't anybody sample it.
I'm calling I wander in my heart and try to find that hidden part of love which seems to lose my very touch. I'm lost in his love. I'm calling love to the rescue. Can someone near listen up for my plea? I'm calling love to the rescue. I need someone to come and help me. I'm calling love to the rescue.
so that was quite the trio. So we had The Visitors by ABBA, and then we had two other songs that Jason told me specifically go very well together, and he wants to talk about them together. So SOS, Love to the Rescue by D.D. Jackson, and Kathmandu by yourself. So how do those go together? I imagine one was influenced by the other?
Kathmandu is a little bit cheeky because it's actually a disco edit that I made for DJing by a group called Tantra. And D.D. Jackson is sort of underrated cosmic disco lady who wore jumpsuits and silver boots. And I'm obsessed with that era of cosmic disco where it was about, you know, synths and drums, and it only seemed to last like 18 months. It was kind of like Electroclash. It was here and then it was gone. But what a time. You know, I love so much stuff from that era, and these are both from that magic time.
Cool, and we should say that you're also a DJ, and you DJ quite often in your hometown of Portland. So
I do, yeah.
You're not just listening to these things as a producer and sample mad scientist, but also from the perspective of the crowd and working clubs and stuff like that. So yeah, that was a very, very cool mix. So now we're going into another one so we've got a couple mashups here technically between Where the Streets Have No Name / Can't Take My Eyes Off You by the Pet Shop Boys, and then you've got your mix, the romance mix, of Ray of Light. So do you want to do those two together and talk about them together?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
So, Pet Shop Boys, boy, hugely influential, and I think Pet Shop Boys are a bit unique in electronic pop in that when they do a cover, it sort of becomes their own.
Yeah.
Kind of like Johnny Cash, you know, like once they touch it, it's sort of their song. And I love U2. And this is one of those times where I think the cover is as good, if not better, than the original. And then the fact that they went into Can't Take My Eyes Off You in the bridge, like, that's why they're the real kings of England. Like, what a move. Like, I have no notes. Mix of Madonna's Ray of Light. So that came about, there was a remix competition thing where you got the individual parts for Ray of Light, and I've always loved that song, but I wanted to give it a mix, and I brought it to the members of Romance, who the bassist and drummer are also sort of producer types, and we decided to do a remix to introduce people to the band kind of thing, and sent it in for the submission and didn't hear back. And instead of letting it rot on a hard drive, I thought, you know what I should do is give Desert Island Dubs a little exclusive romance dealy bob, although it is going to be coming out as a bootleg on Bandcamp.
But so this is the first time we're hearing it then, or we heard it.
Oh, yeah,
Still playing in the background.
Yeah, this is like special for you for having me.
Well, I feel very flattered. I don't feel so much like the man anymore. So, so with Romance, like you said, it's a band, but the other members kind of prefer to remain anonymous. So there's kind of like a little guerrillas aspect of it. Is that kind of how you describe it?
I think it's kind of romantic to not know everything about an artist. I think a little mystery is nice. I think letting a piece of work stand on its own and sort of not necessarily what they look like, what they sound like, just you don't need to know. And I think, maybe the less said, the better.
So Ray of Light Romance mix and Ray of Light for Madonna was a really kind of a breakthrough album as well. So I wish more people would remix it, honestly. So good on you there. And the next one we've got is by Doris and the Pins. Am I reading that right?
You are reading that correctly. Doris D and the Pins, Danish band. Danish band, but you will probably be more familiar with them because they were the voice of Funky Town by Lip Sync. Get it? Lip Sync. It's another producer behind the. But I like this song actually better than Funky Town, and I love Funky Town. Yeah, I mean, it's a banger, and it's Scandinavian disco. What's not to like?
Really? I mean, nobody hates ABBA. Anyway, just kidding. Okay, so yeah, let's let this one roll. No notes. Shine Up by Doris D and the Pins, and now we've got another band, The Flirts, and the track is called Dancin' Madly Backwards, and this one's very interesting. So tell us about this.
I love The Flirts. Again, another producer with an insane discography. His name is Bobby Orlando, also known as Bobby O. He was the first producer for the Pet Shop Boys. This guy has like I shit you not, like 300 singles under his
Wow.
discography. I'm prolific and I work fast, but like I have nothing on this guy. And
Work fast though.
I do work fast, but not, I mean, this guy, he's a machine. And there were so many great Flirt songs, it was hard to pick one. But I picked this one just because I thought it was one that people may not have heard. I'm sure they've heard Passion because it's been sampled a million times and remixed even more. But I think this one is
All right. So next one is. Okay, so the Flirts, Dancing Madly Backwards, and next we've got Behind the Mask by Yellow Magic Orchestra. You've got so many psychedelic band names in here. But yeah, tell us why you picked this one.
If I'm gonna represent Kraftwerk, I have to represent Yellow Magic Orchestra because they're the Kraftwerk of Japan. But they gave us, Ryuichi Sakamoto came from Yellow Magic Orchestra, which hopefully people know.
I would say most producers who deign to listen to this show probably know Sakamoto, yeah. But maybe not Yellow Magic Orchestra, so it's a good one for people to know.
Yeah, it's got vocoders, it's got synths, their live shows. Ooh, boy, look this era Yellow Magic Orchestra up on YouTube and slide into my DMs and thank me later because it is incredible.
That's Jason Wann Music on Instagram.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, let's play this one and then we'll come back with another track from you. Okay, so that was Behind the Mask by Yellow Magic Orchestra. And next we've got, I was really happy to see that you chose a few tracks by yourself, because the last one we had, Alicia only took one track of her own, and I was like, you should have put more in there. So I'm glad to see these. So this track is by the Jason Wann, your actual birth moniker, Que Hora Esta Amor. And tell us about this one.
So this is actually a kinky remix of the KLF, What Time Is Love. I've always loved that track. I love the KLF, and there are infinite versions of this song, and I loved all of them. So I took some bits from the original 88 version, kind of a newer house remix, the version off the White Room, and I mashed them all together because I wanted to have a version that I would play out when I DJ, because kids don't know the KLF, and
it's so
seek
sad.
to rectify. It is so sad, and
how could you not? I mean, really, and especially if you're into electronic music, it's like, how do you even know electronic music if you don't know the KLF? But
even it's just artists and provocateurs and filmmakers and writers and just two fingers in the air, anarchy style anoraks. I mean, the KLF, I mean, I could speak about it at length, and in the interest of time, I won't.
Well, like it's similar to what you said about the other track. You know, there's been a lot of ink spilt on the KLF. We probably couldn't ever say it better. And they speak for themselves, really. Like you just said, they're so comprehensive. And if you think about it, they're kind of one of the real kind of pioneers of multimedia in electronic music too, and the strong imagery, you know, being very. It always kind of reminded me of Public Enemy, just very, very strong images to go along with everything else. So, yeah,
100%.
And I love the idea of remixing it and changing the title to Spanish. So yeah, let's go ahead and roll this.
What time is love? What time is love? Love, 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 love. What time is love?
Okay, so I get to say it again. Que Hora Esta Amor by Jason Wann was the last one, and now we're going into two tracks. Number one by Goldfrapp and Get the Balance Right by Depeche Mode.
Goldfrapp, I got into her through Orbital in the early 90s, and I just sort of wanted to pay a little homage to my favorite label with some of my favorite artists from that label. So here we are.
Yeah, and these do go well together. So yeah, let's let them roll through. Number 1 by Goldfrapp and get the balance right. Combination mix, that's important, by Depeche Mode. Combination mix. So is that a different mix than is usual?
Yeah, the combination mix is it's my favorite version of this song because it's kind of like an extended, more instrumental and version, and Depeche Mode were kind of remix pioneers, believe it or not, in releasing extended versions and going back to the original tapes and remixing things with, razor blades and tape reels and stuff, even back in their early days. And I've always loved this track. And believe it or not, it was a big breakdance hit, this version, because of the instrumental breakdowns and that's like Wann Atkins and all the Belleville 3 guys that sort of invented Detroit techno talk about this record, and I've always loved it. And I've always been obsessed with Mute Records, and Depeche Mode was one of the first signees, and Goldfrapp, I got into her through Orbital in the early 90s, and I just sort of wanted to pay little homage to my favorite label with some of my favorite artists from that label. So here we are.
Right.
Also say it's kind of similar. I think a lot of kind of casual listeners to Depeche Mode, similar to the Human League. I'll cut out all that scoffing. What you're talking about with the Human League is a lot of people don't know kind of how they changed the scene with their kind of techniques and stuff like that. And it's not just the pop. It's not just Enjoy the Silence. So it's really interesting to hear some of that nowadays. So we had number 1 by Goldfrapp and Get the Balance Right combination mix by Depeche Mode, and then we added in a Eurythmics track called Love is a Stranger, which I thought just went really well with the other two. So why'd you pick this track? Especially, again, another obscure track from a well-known artist. I love this theme.
I picked this one for a number of reasons, not the least of which was the video.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen it, do so. It was such a bold move for Annie Lennox to present herself in the way that she did, and I really loved the idea of sort of gender bender front person, while the sort of computer guy sits in the back with sunglasses, and no one did that better than the Eurythmics. I mean, and and it still sounds futuristic to this day, and it came out, 40 some odd years ago.
Savage and it's cruel.
So that was Eurythmics with Love is a Stranger, and now we've got the Egyptian Lover with Egypt, which I've never heard of this song before meeting you, so you'll be educating me as well here. Go ahead.
For those that don't know, I am obsessed with the Roland TR-808 rhythm composer, and nobody, and I will die on this hill, I will fight you like a raccoon in a drainage ditch, nobody does the 808 like the Egyptian Lover. And Egypt came out in like 84, and if you put that on in a dance floor anywhere in the world from 1984 to 2026, it destroys. Prove me wrong. Like, it's an incredible record. The engineering reminds me of drum and bass. It's just, the lows are low, the highs are crisp. It's just, I mean, it's dance floor dynamite. That's all I can say.
Okay, so that was Egypt by the Egyptian Lover. Check it out because it is one of the best 808 tracks out there. So, and then next we've got American Soviets by CCCP. Cameron Paul remix. So tell us about that one.
Another sort of obscure late 80s sample-based dance track. I picked it for a number of reasons. One, because of the American Soviet thing. You can do the math on that. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But also, it's an opportunity for me to talk about remix services. So in the late 80s and 90s, having exclusive versions was the thing. I mean, it's not dissimilar from having dub plates in the D&B community, right? Having like your own version. And there was lots of remix services where you could only buy, they would only make like 1,000 copies, and you could only buy them at specialty shops if you were a DJ. And there was a number of them. There was Razormaid, there was Mix-It, anyway. But Cameron Paul was kind of the best at it. And his version of Push It by Salt and Peppa is the one that you know. The original version is not that. And again, this record, dance floor dynamite. Like, you could drop it at any time since it came out till tomorrow, and it would still wreck a dance floor.
Very cool. Okay, let's go ahead and check this one out. American Soviets, Cameron Paul remix by CCCP. So that was American Soviets by CCCP with the Cameron Paul remix. And we also had there Probably a Robbery by Renegade Soundwave. And that's something everybody should be familiar with. But talk about why you chose it, Jason.
Because Renegade Soundwave gave us so much stuff that was like the progenitor of drum and bass. I mean, there wouldn't be Chemical Brothers if there weren't Renegade Soundwave and sampling all the dub stuff that they did and taking all those reggae bass lines and doing all that stuff in the late 80s, early 90s. And they made this record called In Dub that I hope some producer out there, wink, wink, gets a copy of and samples, because what a treasure trove of breaks and bass. Like, underrated.
Balaclava's trigger happy, give me the rest. My character changed, I left the place in dread. The shooters on the counter, stockings over our heads, because it's probably a robbery. I better skullduggery. When I got outside and looked to my dismay, 'cause the getaway car just sped away. Probably a robbery. I heard alarm bells ringing, shouts to stay where you are. There wasn't time to blink. The flying squad moved in, threw me arms in the air, slung down the bag of tools. The worst thing about it, I just booked me cruise. Committed the sin. Started as a tipper, but I married a stripper at Her Majesty's pleasure. I'm here for the leisure. I'm here in wait for a suitable date, because it's probably a robbery. I better skullduggery. The funniest thing, I just wanted to sing, but the notes wouldn't come my way. Probably a robbery. I better skullduggery. Probably a robbery.
Finally going to close this gauntlet of synth and cool music out with the last track by the Wolfgang Press and Girl Like You. So talk us through that, and then we'll say goodbye.
This is a record that I wish I wrote. Like, I just love everything about this song. It's got drum breaks, it's got synth stuff, it's got soul vocals, it's got a chorus that won't quit. It's just an incredible song, and nobody talks about the Wolfgang Press. I mean, they were weird art school guys, and they were on 4AD with like the Cocteau Twins, and sort of, they're criminally underappreciated. And I think this track is an important one, and it was sort of what was happening just before the beginning of drum and bass.
Before we play this out, thank you so much to Jason Wann coming on, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. It was awesome.
Thank you so much for having me, and I hope you enjoyed the tune.
Of course, cool. All right, so let's play this one out, and thank you all for joining us.
I don't know how to pray and take my man.
done.
I am the creator.
Desert Island Dubs.
I am the creator.
Desert Island Dubs.
Edit.
House music is a universal language spoken